Okay, a lot of things are happening real quick when it comes to this whole Angela and Michael Annulment case. All right. Now, first and foremost, we're going to start off with this head title, and then we head over to another article, also further elaborating updates. Now, with that being said, Michael has an attorney, files appearance in annulment case. So he's taking action, which is what he needs to do, which is fantastic. After a GoFundMe campaign to help Michael exploded and almost doubled the 25k goal, the reality star has hired an attorney to contest the annulment filed by estranged wife Angela Dean in June. Now, here's the thing. I will say, given the fact that the goal of 25k is near enough doubled, I think it's like 44k, I think now, I hope Michael's going to get some of the best of the best. Now, of course, lawyers are expensive, but I hope he doesn't go for a basic one just so he has, money left over for his own expenses. I hope he actually takes advantage of that money and actually goes out and gets someone who's actually a really good lawyer, because to be honest with you, I can see Angela's going to come out guns blazing. And to be honest with you, I got a feeling that Angela's probably hired someone that really knows their shiz. You know what I'm saying? Because in my humble opinion, if anyone is going to get someone deported for the very first time ever from 90 Day Fiancé, it will be Angela Dean, because this woman is hell-bent, okay? So I hope that he's going to really get someone who can really, work who can work whatever lawyer that Angela has. And also at the same time, Michael has to be careful, because we don't know what evidence that she has, you know what I'm saying? Because this is a woman who probably got a few things that she's probably kept over the years. Do you know what I mean? Like over the years since day one. I see that, to be honest with her. Now, with that being said, Michael's new lawyer filed an entry of appearance in Jeff Davis Superior Court earlier today, exactly 1 week after the GoFundMe was launched. Georgia attorney Andrea M. Johnson filed the notice. Okay, a quick search reveals that Miss Johnson has been licensed attorney in Georgia for more than 20 years. She specializes in family law and also has experience in immigration. She certainly seems like the perfect fit for Michael, and I really hope that she is, because don't get it twisted, just because somebody has 20 years experience, it doesn't necessarily mean that this person is the best of the best or is going to be that good. You see what I'm saying? Because remember this, right? In this world, you get what you pay for. If you want quality, you pay quality. If you want basic, you pay basic. If you want just, it is what it is, you pay, it is what it is. So let's just bear that in mind. Now, of course, it does say here that VM, I can't even say the next flipping name, I'm not gonna lie to you, is a boutique family firm located in Alpharetta, Georgia. A visit to the firm's website reveals multiple animations of a man and a woman yelling at each other. Had enough of arguing? One of the animations asked, yet again seemingly perfect for Michael. So far, it seems good. So far, it sounds right. So this is obviously the situation right now in terms of Michael getting a lawyer, okay? And also the nominee stuff in particular. Now, of course, this is obviously the part regarding Angela herself in particular. So this we already know. So now we're going to get into the updated article, which is this one itself in particular. Michael cites cruel treatment by Angela, asks for spousal support in annulment answer. Okay, cool. So let's get into it. Now, Michael asks for divorce. Very wise. Very wise thing to do, because divorce will not get him deported. Divorce will allow him to still stay in the country. Michael asks for divorce and alleges Angela is guilty in cruel treatment as well as physical and mental abuse, and that occurred both privately and publicly. Now, this is a very good start, but at the same time, is it enough? That is the question, because I got a feeling that sadly, because the abuse that we saw was on TV, well, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, something that some of you may not know. When it comes to 90 Day Fiancé, when it comes to the contract itself in particular, and this is something that I was told personally, in the contract, it does say that the show itself is an entertainment show. It actually does not say that it is a reality TV show. It says something along the lines of entertainment, blah, blah, blah. I remember it being told me by a cousin who had obviously read it. Now, the reason I say this is because it means if the contract has entertainment in it, okay, and please don't call me 100% on what I'm saying, these are things that I've been told, because the contract itself has the word entertainment in it, okay? I'm sure it has reality stars as well, reality TV as well, but because it has that, it means that TLC or Sharp Entertainment have the ability to edit anything that goes on the show for entertainment purposes. Okay, just like when you watch wrestling, or just like when you watch like a true story, they say some events have been dramatized for your entertainment. Okay, and we already know that this show can be heavily produced, and we do know some people have spoken about how they manipulate certain things. If you haven't seen the interview that they did with Riley, check it out, and of course you see some of the things that he says in that one too, as well as the ones I've done with other people as well. So the reason I mention that is because despite the fact that there is public setting of showing Angela being physical and abusive to Michael, well, the defense is already there. It could be like, well, no, that was for TV. That was for entertainment purposes. And also on top of that, she can even sit there and say, well, look at it this way. Why did he stay with me for all those years on TV with me, and then all of a sudden leaves me the second he gets to America? Left me what? I think he left the probably within less than a year. So all those things don't look good on his side. All these things, the reality is they definitely make him look more or less as if he was buying his time and he was putting up with everything that she was doing to him purely because he wanted to get to America. And once he got to America, he completely ran away so far that Andrew doesn't even know where the hell he's at. That does not look good on his side. And that is why there are still people out there who will definitely sit and say, listen, this man 1000% used her. But because of the treatment that because of the way she treated him, well, he deserves to be here. That's obviously how people are going to look at it. But at the end of the day, you got to really think about these things properly, okay? Let's not forget this. Now, of course, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just telling you the information that I have. It's up to you what you want to do with that information. But let's continue though. Michael filed for an annulment on June 20th, okay, which is obviously 2 days ago. Well, technically for you guys, for me, yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's just the 22nd in the UK right now, but it's probably the 21st in the States. She claimed that Michael fraudulently introduced petitioner into a marriage for the purpose of gaining legal permanent residence in the United States. More from the annulment filing. After respondent abandoned the petitioner discovered that respondent was engaged in a conspiracy with other Nigerian men to induce US citizens into marriage for purpose of gaining legal permanent residence status. Now, of course, I guess this may be referring to Paradise Men. And let's be real, when you got a group titled Paradise Men, it's not looking good, especially if they are dropping pictures of other women in that group chat as well. That doesn't look good neither. So let's just bear that in mind. Now, I will say this, just to go back to the first bit here. Now, obviously, he said things that occurred privately and publicly. Now, I spoke about the public side of things, but let's talk about the private side of things. Now, I've got a feeling that Angela has kept records of everything that has gone down, or at least some of the things that have gone down between her and Michael over the years. I wouldn't be surprised if she did that, and that's something that I believe that she's probably done at some point. I hope Michael has done the same thing. I hope that the things that he has kept has records to prove what she has done to him privately. Because if he doesn't have that, that's not going to be good. Because the public side of things, in my opinion, I don't feel that's going to be enough. Personally, but we shall see. Michael denies allegations of fraud in the answer. Respondent denies that the petitioner is entitled to an annulment as the parties entered into and continue to have a lawful marriage. Respondent denies that there has been a fraud on his part at any time during their marriage. Respondent denies that he abandoned the petitioner, but rather states that he fled an abusive situation for his own safety. Which, listen, we all know that to be 1000% true. This woman was hella abusive, but I don't know if it works in his favor. The fact that he stayed with her for near enough 7 years, but then only left her when he got to America. I don't believe that looks good personally. It'd be very, very different if he had stayed with her for 7 years in America and then left her after 7 years whilst living in America. That would be very, very different, and that would work in his favor. But doing it so soon, yeah. And this is something that I was talking about the other day. I just generally believe that obviously Michael did what he did to get to America, but what he did not expect was the annulment. I generally believe that when Angela came with the annulment, that's something that definitely blindsided him, and he did not see it coming. He obviously knew about the divorce, but he knew the divorce wouldn't affect his status, but the annulment is definitely something that has taken him by storm. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I hope he's actually taken, that's why I hope he's got evidence of his own. Because if he doesn't have the evidence of his own, I don't see him winning this case personally. But let's continue. Michael further argues that his marriage to Angela was valid in the counterclaim for divorce. The parties herein were lawfully married on on or about January 27, 2020, okay, in Lagos, Nigeria, and have lived as husband and wife until their separation. Their parties' marriage was a result of valid relationship entered into voluntary by both of the parties. The parties' marriage meets the statutory requirements of a legal and a valid marriage set forth in OCGA 1931, which includes that the parties must have been able to enter into legal contract in Georgia, haven't actually contracted with one another to enter the marriage, and they must have physically consummated the marriage. All of the elements have been met by the parties in this case, which is obviously good for Michael. All right, fantastic. Now, also continue that. The filings takes one more jab at Angela's fraudulent claims in the summary at the end of the filing. Michael asked the petitioner a request for annulment to be dismissed for being fallacious and baseless, since she failed to include any statutory basis for the claim, and because she is fully aware that the marriage was and continues to be valid. Again, works well in his favor. Okay. Now, bear in mind, everything that I'm saying is based on the quality of attorneys that they both have, and also based on whatever evidence Angela may have kept onto over the years. Because to be honest with you, if she has filed for an annulment with no evidence whatsoever, she's wasting a lot of her own money and a lot of her own time. So therefore, I can only assume that she's only going to go through this because she has evidence. Because she can't be that... I was going to say she can't be that dumb, but yeah. Michael says Angela abused him. In his counterclaim for divorce, Michael states that his marriage with Angela is irretrievable. I can't even say the block law. What do you know? Bloody hell. You all know what it says. Yeah, my apologies. Broken. Respondent shows to the court that there are no present prospects for reconciliation. Yeah. It is in his best interest that his marriage may be terminated by divorce. More from the filing. Respondent additionally brings the counterclaim for divorce and other relief on the ground that the petitioner is guilty of cruel treatment against him as defined of OCJA, okay, 1953, 10 in brackets. Specifically, the petitioner has committed both physical and mental abuse against the respondent during the course of the parties' marriage. This abuse has occurred both privately and publicly. Now, regarding the mental abuse, if I was Michael, I would probably seek a therapist right now, 100%. If he can go on record to say that he has been seeing a therapist for the mental abuse that he has been going through, that will help him. I'm pretty sure it would help him, because that means he's got a look at it this way, right? Generally speaking, in life, you have to bring receipts to the table. Okay. For example, when I worked in schools and I worked with kids, before we could file a police report or anything like that, well, guess what we had to do? We had to make sure that we had written down every single time something happened. We had to keep it on record. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. And if he's got a record of him going to seeking therapy because of the mental abuse that he's going through, okay, that will help him. Now, of course, in his argument, he can easily say that, listen, I have not been able to do it since I've been in America because I have been low on funds or because of XYZ. Obviously, there can be... I'm pretty sure there's an excuse that he can use to say why he hasn't got one just yet. And obviously he can say that his plan is to get one moving forward. But if I was him, I would start to get one immediately. I think the quicker the better personally, if he really wants to, win that case. Because to be honest, I know we live in a world where nowadays you can ring your workplace and be like, oh, boss, I'm depressed, so I can't come in, and then they give you the sabbatical or something like that, blah, blah, blah. But I think in this situation, you're probably going to need some evidence to prove that your mental capacity has been affected. The physical one, usually, I guess that one will be shown based on maybe any scar that you may have in yourself. You know what I mean? But again, things like that could easily fade away. So, but then again, obviously, having photos to show proof that she has been physical towards him is obviously something that would work in his favor, or even videos. Again, going back to the TV show, yes, we've seen it, but I don't know if that's going to be enough personally, based on what I've already disclosed in this video. Some of his abuse was documented with while their parties were present and filmed reality TV shows. This abuse is largely what led to the parties' separation in February 2024, when the respondent fled the mutual residence. Michael asked for spousal support from Angela. In a move that will most certainly anger his estranged wife, Michael is seeking for spousal support from Angela because, of course, with the annulment, Angela would not be liable for Michael one bit, but over divorce, she still would be. So everything so far that is going on with Michael here and his lawyer is very, very good because, in my opinion, they're asking the right questions and they're asking for the right things in return. They've gone for the divorce, fantastic. Asking for spousal support, fantastic. All of these things are perfect, and all of the things are definitely going to get underneath Angela's skin. I would love to be in the room when Angela's hearing this information just to see her losing her freaking shiz. Damn, the money that I would pay to be a fly in her room right now would be nuts. But then again, boy, that room would stink of smoke. Oh, just think of so many other things. I don't think I'll survive as a fly. I'll probably die as a fly. God damn. Anyway, responding shows there is a substantial sorry, my voice is going out. Substantial display. I do apologize. Sometimes I just can't say certain words. Income between the parties, and the respondent is unable to meet his reasonable financial needs on a monthly basis without continued financial support from the petitioner on a temporary and permanent basis. Respondent seeks both temporary and permanent spousal support. In addition to spousal support, Michael says he and Angela share assets and those assets should be split evenly. At least he's being generous by saying it's been split evenly. Respondent shows that during the course of their marriage, the parties have accrued certain assets, both real and personal, tangible and intangible, including but not limited to cash, checking, stock and stock options, savings, and various other financial accounts, furniture, cars, and real retail. And real property. Sorry. Respondents should be awarded an equitable division of these assets for of the parties. Okay. Despite the success of his recent GoFundMe campaign, Michael also requests that the court require the petitioner to pay for the response attorney's fees, costs, and litigations incurred in these proceedings. That's interesting. Very interesting. In addition, Michael's attorney asked for the petitioner to be sanctioned for abusive litigation. Interesting. So that one kind of, I didn't get as far as reading that bit. That one's quite interesting, to be fair with you. I'll let you have your thoughts on that one, to be honest with you, just some saying. Angela warned not to delete evidence, videos, etc. Michael's counterclaim for divorce also includes a section making sure Angela is aware that she cannot delete any evidence that may be relevant to the divorce proceedings that include any video, audio, or photo files. Now, that's a very good move. Very, very good move. Responding hereby places petitioner on notice of the following important provision regarding spoliation of evidence. Never seen that word before. You are hereby notified that Georgia law requires you to exercise reasonable care to protect and preserve evidence relevant to the issues in the case/action. By this notice, you are hereby given notice not to destroy, conceal, or alter any video, audio, paper, or electronic file or other data in connection with this pending litigation, including but not limited to any of the following items that are either presently in your possession or control, or which may come into your possession while this case is ongoing. Any financial records or statements, all income records, all tax records, all expense records, all recordings of evidence reflecting the relevant conduct by either party, or any item that supports any defense raised by you in to this complaint, or any item which supports any claim made by you in any counterclaim or pleading filed in this matter. You are further notified that a failure to comply with this notice may result in sanctions for any destruction or failures to preserve any such evidence, including without limitation adverse interference against you at the trial, as well as an award of expenses and attorney fees necessitated by such conduct. Whew, boy, that was a lot. Listen, there's one thing that could play in Michael's favor, in my humble opinion. I really hope that Angela filed annulment as a bluff. there was a chance that she may have done it to make him scared, in hopes that he would just return home and not want to go through this. I hope that if that he'll be very lucky if that's the case. You see what I'm saying? But either way, though, this is just the beginning, so I wouldn't say for anyone to get their hopes up just yet regarding Michael and potential winning this, because obviously this is only day 1, day 2. I feel like obviously we have to wait until we see and hear what Angela's team says back and what they want to provide moving forward. And then obviously once we know what they want to go with moving forward, we can then obviously start to have, you know, more of an opinion around what we think. Right now, I don't have an opinion of whether or not I feel like Michael is in the driving seat or whether or not I feel like Angela is in the driving seat, because purely all we know so far is that Angela is the one that filed for the annulment, and this is Michael's attorney's first response, which so far looks like a very good response. So now it's time, in my opinion, to wait for the next response, which I'd assume will be coming from Angela's attorney, and to see obviously what they've got to say regarding the divorce, regarding the spousal support, and regarding anything else that Michael's also asked for too, in terms of splitting everything evenly as well, isn't it? That's another one. So hey, let's wait and find out, and then obviously we can start to really build our own thoughts on the matter itself in particular. But nonetheless, though, I will say this 100%. Good luck to Michael. Wherever this goes, good luck to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. With that being said, though, let me know what you're thinking down below. We can talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.